I'm here to make a video of some projects I've been working on. Now, I did make this back in Christmas for my grandma. I just never I went back and decided to do some more work on it. After I put the wood stain on it, then I put the spray lacquer finish on. I went back, sanded the spray lacquer down, cleaned it up, and then put another coat on it. And then after I did that, I sanded it again to where it was still a little rough. Cleaned it up and got that done. Now it's got a spot on the back that I could sand, and I could spray it one more. I could sand the back one more time and give it a third coat. But since it's gonna be on a wall, you're not gonna notice it, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And I did make this on a Ryobi scroll saw. But now I've got it finally finished where I can give it to her, you know. That's the thing with spray lacquers. Any kind of lacquers, I think even brushing lacquers, you have to go back and you have to sand it in between multiple coats, you know, until you get it really smooth, you know. Now on the sides, a lot of times you're not going to ever be able to get that perfectly smooth because of the way the grain is, you know, just the way it moves. But that's it right there. Finally finished. And I did the same thing with this. I put several coats of pre-stain on this. Wiped it off before it dried because I went and read up how you're supposed to stain red cedar, you know, and got that done. And then I put the finish on it, and I sprayed several coats of the spray lacquer finish on, and I finally got my training piece. Nobody will ever get this. This is mine forever. I can always make other ones, but this one is mine. They're one of a kind. The other ones might look a little bit different than this, but mine is one of a kind. Plus, mine's got that little knot right there. You can kind of see it, you know. Now, this I did not make. I've had this for years. I've had this. Now, what I'm fixing to show you came from my papa's, I don't know if, he was Ken. I don't know if it was my papa's sister or if her husband was my papa's brother. I don't know which one it was. I don't remember for sure. But she's my great aunt, and her husband was my great uncle. My Mimi had this. And my Mimi asked me if I wanted it. And I told her, yeah, way before she died, I told her, yes, I want it. I'll take it, because she said who it belonged to, and it belonged to Hollis. And Hollis worked at the sanitation place, you know, where that works with the garbage and stuff. He always would find stuff, bring home stuff that's like brand new. Just like he's even brought home a whole box of baseball cards to give us that had never been opened. Or toy cars that were brand new. That don't even know why people would throw it away, and he'd bring it home and give it to us, you know. But this is his. I'm not going to be putting what they put on it that has kerosene in it tonight. I'm going to put one that looks like it. But it's LED, but it got an LED bulb in it, and it runs off of batteries, you know. So you can just turn it on at night if you want, or you set it on a timer. And that's that. I'll turn it this way where you see it better. Made for a kerosene lamp. I actually sanded it because it's been in a basement forever. I've been in the basement of this house I'm in. And it's been in this basement since, for, you know, I don't know how many, probably almost 19 years. I'm not for sure, because the house is 19 years old. But, you know, I sanded it to get anything off it from moisture that you get in the basement. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and put a stain on it. I'm going to find a certain stain I like to put on it. And after I put that stain on it, I might use the one I've got. And then after I put that on it and wipe it off, because the stain I've got, when you put that on, you can wipe it off easily. Or if you want more, just apply another coat until you get darker, or leave the stain on a little bit longer until it gets dark. Don't leave it on too long, or the stain will be a pain in the arse to take off. But you gotta make sure if you sand something, you take a tack cloth, a little damp tack cloth, not too damp, and rub it over it to take any of the sanding residue off. Get all of it off if you can. But if you don't, it will not let your stain stick good. Then when you get through with it, then the best thing to do, you can do is spray lacquer stain, which is quick, you know, but you gotta go through and sand it. I would do a brush on. And then let it set, and then if it bubbles up, go through with 120 grit of sandpaper, and lightly sand it by hand. You could do a tool to sand it, you know, that runs off a battery or plug-in, but I would lightly sand it and then put another coat on and you'd be done. That's how you do for wood. Now, it's got a little imperfection of like a crack right there or something, but I'm leaving that because that right there adds character. And I might have to take the nail out and put a new nail in because that nail might be kind of getting old or something. But if it'll work, then I'll use it. And then I'm going to hang it up and put an LED kerosene lamp on here that uses batteries and has access underneath to get to the batteries and change it, and I'm done. Because you got to be careful with the kerosene lamps, like all misuse today. They still use kerosene lamps that have the kerosene in it. You got to be careful of those because if they ever fell off and got broke, they can cause a fire and burn your house down. And if you leave them running too long, they could burn your house down because they are dangerous. Even though they still carry them today, they're dangerous. It's the same thing like kerosene heaters that people put in their house to keep them warm in the wintertime when they don't have an air conditioner. Don't use those because you'll burn your house down. Even the radiant heaters that you plug in, you don't want to use those because you'll burn the house down. Now you use something like a Dyson heating and cool fan, or their heaters, and you're safe. You got to make sure when you get one of those things that they're ready for house use. You know, especially if you live in a town. If you live in a trying to think what's called a Marshall home or a trailer, you want everything to be regulated for that. And be careful with electric fireplaces. They ain't gonna cause no fires or nothing. All they'll do is just run your electric bill up like crazy. And never put your heat on emergency heat, because that runs your electric bill up. I made a mistake and did that once, you know. And it was because an HVAC guy told me to do that when it gets down in the teens, and I thought, well, I do it, and it ran my bill up, you know, made it super high, which was a bad thing. I'm gonna eventually get around to where when I got the Ryobi cordless 18 volt brushless 10-inch single bevel sliding miter saw, and then their HP cordless track saw, and their HP cordless 18 volt table saw, you know, when I get that, and then I get their drill press, their corded drill press that they've had up for a long time, and then their which is a bench top drill press, and then their bench top planer and their hand planer, and something else I was gonna get. I'm also gonna get their other sander that's got a belt on. You know, I don't need the belt because it's got the round disc I can use. This bench top, and then get their bench top bandsaw, because I'm gonna try to get into making bandsaw boxes. But eventually I'm gonna get into where I'm gonna start making these forever, and it's gonna be something I'll make. One of these days I will get to where eventually down the road I'm gonna get to where if I can get real good at mass producing a bunch of them and getting a bunch of them made real fast and getting them out fast, I will start selling them. You know, that's what I'll do. There is some people I've sent to and gave them to them for free, but you know, I just have to pay them back for whatever they had sent me, you know, because I wanted to pay them back for sending me like their channel coin and other crap they sent me, you know. There is something that I made that I'm going to send to, it's a Christmas ornament. It's got a certain person's head sticking out of the stocking. I'm not going to paint it or put any details on nothing. I'm just going to get it cleaned up, get it smooth around the edges, around the sides, and then round over the edges, and send it to MD Scratch Jedi to where he can take it and do whatever he wants with it, you know. It's going to be a surprise, because he sent me his Millennium Falcon coin, you know, that he had of the Millennium Falcon, and to this day I still don't know who sent it to me, so it's a mystery, you know. It's just a mystery I'll live with forever, you know. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Hope you like it. Peace out.